passive income. I went on YouTube and did a search on passive income and see what came up. So it appeared to be very subjective in definition. In this episode, we will define passive income streams as sources of revenue that are consistently generated with minimal time and effort invested on your part. So picture yourself peacefully sleeping, indulging in relaxation, or pursuing other endeavors while money keeps flowing in. Now, it is important to note that simply owning real estate doesn't automatically guarantee passive income. Let's dive in. Okay, so in this episode, we're going to talk about how to make passive income through real estate investing. So once again, passive is when you put in very little of your time and effort into maintaining this income. So let's start with the first very obvious way to earn passive income is through REITs, and that is real estate investment trust. These type of trusts typically invest in commercial properties and pay out their profits as dividends. So pretty passive. You put your money in and you get paid most of the time annually. A second way to earn passive income is through crowdfunding, which has gained popularity over the past few years. This method usually is done by through some online platform, okay? And this allows several investors to pull funds together to invest. And it opens a lot of doors and opportunity. The terms vary based on the deals. So again, another very passive. You put money in and then you just based on the term and you get your return. So the third way to earn passive income through real estate is by owning rentals. And this can be tricky because if you put a lot of time in managing your rentals, then it is no longer passive. So setting it up to where it becomes passive, or hiring a manager or a property management company so that you can be relieved of your day-to-day task of managing that property, that rental. In that instant, then this can be passive. But if you are the one who taking the maintenance call, who going to show the property, who gotta go verify the tenants, doing the the applications, all of that process, then it is not passive. Okay. Now I've seen other people put in Airbnb or short-term rental in this passive investment category, and I will tell you there is nothing passive about managing an Airbnb or a short-term rental. You got to put process and system in place, and it takes a lot of time and effort up front for you to really enjoy the passive benefit down the line. This doesn't happen overnight. Hey, I like to hear from you. So what are you doing to earn passive income? Do drop a comment below. We will read all comments. So the fourth way to earn passive income is by becoming a private lender. And I'm gonna split this up into two categories, okay? You can become a private lender directly to an active investor like myself. So, for example, I have a property that I'm under contract to buy. Instead of using my cash, I will go to my investor, my private investor, or my bank, or my hard money lender to acquire fund to acquire this property. And sometime, most of the time actually, also the fund to rehab this property. So a lot of time we work with private lenders because it helps the private lenders to accomplish their objective without being too involved in the managing and operating of the real estate of the projects, okay? So if you choose to become a private lender direct, things you need to know is you gotta vet that investor. You gotta make sure that you are in first lien position. You should have your documents, your loan documents drawn up by an attorney so that you are protected. All right. The second model of being a private lender is, let's say you don't want to do any of that and you don't know any investor and you don't trust any individual investor, right? Then you can go become a private lender through a third party, meaning you know all these hard money lenders, they got to raise capital. They got to get their capital somewhere. Okay? Same thing. They can get through the bank. They can get it through a fund. They can get it through their private lenders. So you can be a private lender to this company, the hard money lenders. And you probably will get a lower rate because remember, they make money by the spread between what they pay you and what the investor borrower pay them. So you'll get a lower rate, but often private lenders can feel a little bit more secure because they invest with a reputable company or a company that has track record. Now, again, same thing. When you choose to be a private lender through a third-party company, you make sure you vet the company, make sure it's a company that has reputable reputation, that they have track record, okay? Secondly is that you got to review the documents to make sure that you are protected in the event of something happen. Because a lot of time the company are owned by individual. So you still, it still falls onto that individual, the owners of the company. I'm sorry for this interruption. I've been asked a lot about passive investment. And let's be real, there is nothing passive about being a landlord unless you have a really good property management company. So if you own an Airbnb or a short-term rental and you want to get back your time, please give our team at Buzz Vacation Rental a call at 281-549-8432 or go to our website at pm.buzzvacationrentals.com. Now back to the Real Estate Ballers show. Now, the sixth way that you can earn passive income through real estate is by buying real estate notes and hold them. So these are notes that already in existence. There are a lot of investors out there who would originate a note and then sell them at a value less than the face value. Same process, anything you want to do, you make sure you verify what you're buying, verify the loan documents, verify that you're protected in the event that a foreclosure needs to happen. So due diligence is very important in any of these ways that you're gonna go with. You are gonna have to do some due diligence. Passive doesn't mean not doing anything at all, okay? All right, so buying real estate note, most of the time the investor probably pay somewhere between, it depends, right? You get a really good deal, you may only have to pay 50% of the face value. Most of the time, the note buyer will pay 70, 80, 90% of the face value. And so and myself, for example, when I need cash, like when I originate a note and I need cash and I want to sell my note, I like to get 90%. And that's me, right? Okay. The last way to earn passive income through real estate is by originating the note and hold them. So there's two scenarios. One is if you own the property and you now sell the property to the buyer via owner financing, you will collect a down payment and then you finance the remaining balance to the buyer. If you do not own the property, then you will have to finance the difference between the down payment and the sale price. So it can be a little bit different, okay? In either way, you will have to go through a process to protect yourself, and you are protecting yourself through an instrument here in Texas called the deed of trust. So you will have a promissory note and a deed of trust. And if you were to go with this route, I highly recommend you to go through a residential mortgage loan originator. And there's also a servicer who will collect the monthly payment, and the fee can be passed on to the buyer so that you're not paying any fee. And that way you're really going to be hands off. And your notes can be more likely to be marketable and sellable down the line. You can do it on your own, but as many investors prefer to buy a note that was originated by an RMLO, okay? A residential mortgage loan originator. In this example, when you are the loan originator, it's up to you to decide the term of the loan. If you choose to become a loan originator, you have to understand the Dodd-Frank Act and the usury law. So if you plan on doing 1-2 a year, you probably are fine. But if you're going to do more than that, make sure you understand the Dodd-Frank Act, because there are laws that are very specific for how much interest rate you can charge the borrower. If you only do one a year, then it's really up to you to set your rates and term. But if you plan on doing multiple, then you need to check your state specific law for the maximum interest rate that you allow to charge. And make sure you follow the Dodd-Frank Act as well. So stay out of trouble, my friend. And that's a wrap on how to get passive income through real estate. By now, you should have a solid understanding of what passive income is and how it can be achieved through real estate. Remember, there is no get rich quick in real estate. Whether you are a seasoned real estate investor or just starting out, we hope you found this episode informative and helpful. So go ahead, take action, and start building your own passive income empire today. Thanks for watching. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more valuable insight and tips on real estate investing. See you in the next video.